is going on, people? It is your boy MMA-Kreese Jr. coming back to you with another video. And let me tell you something. My computer just crashed out on me, so I wish I would have been able to say the last cut how I really wanted to feel about this god-awful series. But guess what? Your boy's here. Your boy's back. And I'm just here to tell you the news on Daredevil Born Again. And guess what? We are back to back with episode 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm even more mad. So my computer crashed out on me. All right, so there was an actual bigger cut than this. So guess what? Tune in, tune in, because guess what? Guess what? We are here. All right, we are here. We're here to tell you why Kingpin is actually the best character in Daredevil Born Again. Let me tell you something. The Daredevil Born Again, let me tell you what. Kingpin is actually the best character in this show. The Kingpin has did nothing wrong. He's making New York great again, okay, of Hell's Kitchen. He's the Hell Kitchen mayor. He has so much power in his city, even more than the President of the United States or whatever. And you know what? I'm here for it. You know, the AVTVH, whatever it is, AVTF, whatever his name is, visual anti-bull crap, whatever, like, aka Ice Baby, is doing nothing wrong, riding up these men and women that are in these tights and running around the whole entire area, talking about, Wilson Fisk is the bad guy, and actually you are the bad guy because you're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. You're up to no good. Okay, you're up to no good. This man is trying to protect his area. This man is the actual alpha male Chad. Okay, let me tell you something. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. In this in episode 3. Okay, let's just get to the nitty gritty. The swordsman was the best thing about episode 3, cause episode 3 was really about Sister Girl, Kamala Harris, whatever lawyer chick, whatever her name is, Sister Girl, whatever her name is, or whatever. I couldn't tell you who it was, nor do I care. I do not care about this person, and I don't care enough to look up her name. But anyway, like I was saying, Sister Girl was trying to help the billionaire swordsman out, because the swordsman can just get up out of here, because I know the actor has other stuff that's going on, he has other roles outside of this crappy show, and so he made his escape. So also let me tell you something. The MCU is still rapidly going on. The MCU is a thing still. And, I'm here for it. Once again, I'm here to watch this series so you don't have to. So before we go further, before we keep on going further, it is what it is. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, dog. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Spider-Man. Let me tell you something. As my man John Berthoff, aka The Punisher, was talking about in the Brand New Day trailer. We're gonna let you know something. All right. You're gonna have to give me a like. All right. You're gonna have to give me a like in this video. Like, share, and subscribe. We ain't doing this for free. I'm not some suburban white girl that you could just give me like a little drink and then expect to put out in the next date. Okay, it's not happening, dog. It's not happening at all. Okay, we got bills to pay, we got things to do or whatever. I value my time, okay? I value my time when I'm going out on date, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of how it is, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. You want to be validated. You want to be loved, okay? All right? So that's how I feel. I want to be loved, all right? So back to the video. So let me tell you something. The best thing about this whole entire Daredevil series that's going on is that it's just proving that Wilson Fisk is not the bad guy. Okay, but for some reason Daredevil and Karen and all the rest of them have not made me pull for them. I'm actually pulling for the villain. crazy enough to say. I noticed that lately. Like lately, what the quote unquote big three right now is the god awful Daredevil Born Again TV show, and then you got The Boys with Homelander, and then you got like the what's it called, the Omni-Men's people or whatever, the Vulturemites. I'm pulling for these people. I should not be pulling for the villains, people. This is how shitty your storytelling has gotten. Like, where the villains are actually the good guys, and the good guys are just stupid. All right, that's what it is. Wilson Fisk is just making his city great. All right, he doesn't want crazy people like running around some Halloween costumes, like taking over his turf. He's doing nothing wrong. He's actually being an actual good politician, believe it or not. Who wants who wants a bunch of crazy people taking the law into their own hands and just saying like, hey, let's not do that. Meanwhile, I'm wearing a Batman shirt. I already know what you guys are gonna be saying, but I'm just saying the way that the MCU is writing like Wilson Fisk and the rest of these other villains outside of Marvel and DC, you're pulling for the bad guys. Like, guys, like you guys are so down on your social messaging to where we are pulling for your bad guys. Okay, we're pulling for the bad guys, and I'm here for it. So let's go on to episode 4, where it's some more I'm pulling for the bad guy. Shout out to my man. Shout out to my boy, what's it called? Bullseye. Bullseye. Let me tell you something. So we're gonna be fair around here, all right? We're gonna be fair. We're gonna be fair. As my reverse blade sword falls down, shout out to my man Kitchen Hilmora, aka the Bato Sai. Shout out to him. Hey, what was I gonna say? Yeah, the bullseye. Yeah, the bullseye scene. Let's be fair, was actually pretty good. I think that was awesome. I think that was some of the best like Daredevil opening scene as we speak. Okay, because lately, like I said, this whole entire Born Again Daredevil nonsense BS boo boo ass cheeks garbage that the MCU is putting out is horrible. It's atrocious. You know what's the crazy part? The last episode, because we're fair around here. I call balls and strikes, or whatever. The last episode of season 1, episode 9, that was the best episode of Daredevil. That was it. If there's one thing that I tell people to go watch, if you want to watch the Daredevil Born Again series, forget the first 8 episodes. Watch episode 9, and you get the whole entire gist of the whole entire series, and that's where Daredevil and my boy Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, which we're gonna be watching that TV series movie thing going on, that little mini series. We're gonna watch that, all right, and we're gonna cover that too. Like that was Pete Daredevil. That reminded me of the Netflix Daredevil series, just like this scene in the episode right there, and that was awesome. Now, another thing. There's a lot of things inside this show. The gender swap. The gender swap is so stupid. I think gender swaps and race swaps are the most dumbest thing ever. If just give us the characters. We wanted White Tiger. We wanted White Tiger to be a badass male dude. Freakishly cool, awesome. Doing badass scenes with Daredevil, and we didn't get that. Okay, we got some little short little Latina girl that's like 110 pounds soaking wet, and she's taking on these like AVTF ICE agents by herself, and it's so comical, and it's so cute, and it's so it's just not good, man. I can't take this series seriously, man. And once again, if you like this series, that's fine. That's fine. You can like the series or whatever, but look, to sit here and tell me that this series is like peak Daredevil, like the first 3 seasons of Daredevil, Like, you guys are crazy. You guys don't know what you're talking about. You don't even believe what you're talking about. All right, you don't even believe it. Okay, you don't believe it. All right, and that's perfectly fine. We're here for the long haul. All right, and yeah, this little gender swap little girl like is supposed to be taking over White Tiger. R.I.P. to the actual actor. He did pass away, so R.I.P. to him. You could have just recast it, but I digress. This is the MCU, aka the MCU Marvel. So anytime they have a chance when a male character dies and then there's a female nearby that could take over, they're gonna do it. And you know what? I expected it. And yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's not just her with the gender stuff going on. We also like as much as our kingpin, aka Wilson Fisk, the Chad himself. Like making New York great again. The actual, like the commander chief of his area, holding it down and round up these evil people dressing up in costumes, taking the law into their own hands or whatever, is doing his thing. Like, he is cooked. He's cooked. He's cooked because Vanessa runs the thing. All right, Vanessa is the queen pin. That's right. That's from now on. Her name is Vanessa. Vanessa is the queen pin, and she's running everything. And the actual governor or whatever is a female too, and she's like wondering, well, like why are you listening to him? Like she like Vanessa runs everything. She's the queen pin. Like the kingpin is just there. Like he's just happy to have Vanessa on his arm or whatever, and he's just doing all this stuff for Vanessa, and it's like cuckoldery, and it's just like not the kingpin. It's not the kingpin of Daredevil, Born Again. Born Again. I mean, from the actual Netflix series, the one that used to strike fear into people. They dare not say his name in the first season. Like it took the thing about the Netflix series is it took like about three. It took about three. I mean, it took about 3 or 4 episodes in. I want to believe episode 5. I could be wrong. About episode 5 to let us know who Wilson. They dare not say his name. They dare not say his name. And by the time he appeared on screen and like he slammed that dude's head with the door, my goodness, you were terrified of the Kingpin. You were like, holy crap, this dude would kill me or whatever. Like, if I dare say his name, he shall not be named. But now, yeah, like, Disney has ruined the Kingpin. They have ruined Daredevil. They have ruined this whole entire series, man. And I'm just here to make fun of it. I'm here to watch it so you don't have to, okay? Like, I'm making a sacrifice for you, all right? I'm 13 minutes in on this video, and I'm not gonna edit it out because editing is for pussies. By the way, I'm just saying. Nah, take that back. If you're editing, that's cool, man. I'm actually gonna have to do that sooner or later with these videos to make them a little bit more entertaining for you guys. Because I love my audience. I love you guys, and you guys are awesome. All right, you're awesome. So yeah. So Kingpin is a cuck in his whole entire series. Vanessa runs everything. And also, once again, we only get a couple of cool fight scenes from this whole entire area. Karen and Latina Tiger Girl are just around to help Daredevil, and then Tony Soprano Jr. He's cucked whole too, like with the black chick or whatever, Sister Girl, whatever her name is, Sister Girl, Lawyer Girl, the one that's like the parody Kingpin or whatever, which I feel sorry for her because I feel like she's going to die sooner or later. Kingpin will find out and kill her, and like Tony Soprano Jr. will probably be the one to put out the order for her because he's more scared of the Kingpin more than he loves her, whatever, because he's being a simp. Because Tony Soprano Jr. is being a simp right now, and that black chick do not care about you, brother. You just move on, brother. She don't care. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, just wrapping it up. Also, yeah, Vanessa, she get Kingpin is in the boxing match, charity boxing match, blah 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 blah. They're fighting, and Kingpin obviously wins. He shows up in front of his girl. Just happy to see Vanessa, the Queen Pin herself. what's it called? The what's his name? Oh man, Bullseye shows up, does his thing. He's killing the ATVF, whatever his day name is, ICE agents, and he's killing them. He's killing beloved police officers doing their jobs, protecting the streets of New York, and he's just proving Wilson Fisk right. And then of course she tries to kill Bullseye. She utterly fails. She does shoot him, of course, because she's a woman and women don't miss or whatever. And of course, she like, Kingpin, he's trying to figure it out or whatever. Blah 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 blah. I'm wrapping up the video because I'm out of it, man. I'm out of it. Okay, Daredevil and Bullseye escape or whatever, because Kingpin can't kill Bullseye, even though he was right there because Daredevil cop blocks him from his moment, and like they escape. Of course, Vanessa gets hit with a piece of glass. He gets hit with it, and you know what? We're done. The video's over with. I just want to say one thing. Shout out to my man Joe from last night for the Homies podcast. That episode did really great. So shout out to my man Joe. You awesome, man. The older millennial. Go check him out. Go check everybody out, man. And yeah, like once again, shout out to everybody on For the Homies podcast. Your boy MMA Kreese is out. Hey, you guys have a nice day. Peace out. Like, share, and subscribe. And you have a great day, you beautiful sons of bitches. I love y'all. Peace.